Professor Diaz here, and in this video I'm going to explain the basic concept of an opportunity cost. Opportunity costs are a big idea in economics, and the basic idea is that things cost more than what we'd call the explicit cost, what things actually cost. And so if you think of a cup of coffee, for example, and say, what does a cup of coffee cost you might say, well, $2.50, $3, $5, depending on where you buy it, right? So you go and you buy this cup of coffee and it costs you $5. And so the real question is that the entire cost? And the answer to an economist is no, because what else did that cup of coffee cost you? Well, primarily it cost you the time to get it. It cost you the time to consume it, and maybe some other things as well, right? And so let's say, have you ever seen maybe when a Roasters or a Dutch Brothers or some coffee shop opens up and they do free coffee for the day? And you think, oh, free, right? The coffee is free, or is it? Well, when you get to the line, certainly it's free in the sense that they give you the coffee and you don't exchange any money, but how much time did you spend sitting in line, right? And what was that time worth to you? What would you have been doing had you not been sitting in that line waiting for that cup of coffee? This is a classic and perfect example of opportunity cost, because the cost of that coffee, even though it's free, is different. There is more. It's costing you time to sit there. What would you have been doing? If you're a student, then maybe you would study, right? If you're a lawyer and you bill out at $250 an hour and you sit in that long coffee line on free coffee day for even say 30 minutes, right, as people are going through the line, and you bill out at $250 an hour, what is the opportunity cost to you? Well, if you hadn't been sitting in the line, you probably would have been doing work, and that work is worth $125 for a half an hour. And so the opportunity cost of that cup of coffee now is $125. This is significant, right? Maybe you're not a lawyer though, and you just maybe a fast food worker, and you get to your shift, a little bit late, and you clock in a little bit late. You make $13.50 an hour, right? If you make $13.50 an hour and you sit in that line for say an hour, then the opportunity cost to you is only the $13.50 an hour. Okay, now the opportunity cost is different for every person, because the definition of an opportunity cost is essentially what you gave up to get the thing you got, right? So the definition of an opportunity cost, let's jot that down, is what did you give up? What did you give up to have what you have? Okay, that's my simple definition. What did you give up to have what you have? Or put another way, what is the alternative? Okay, it's the next best thing. These are all different ways of saying the same thing, right? What did you give up to have what you have? By going and sitting in line for the coffee line for 30 minutes, you gave up 30 minutes of time doing something else. That's a cost that needs to be allocated, right? Just by taking the time to watch this video, what would you have been doing had you not been watching this video? Maybe sleeping? Then the opportunity cost to watching this video is sleep. Maybe playing video games? Then the opportunity cost to watching this video is playing video games. Maybe studying for a different class, right? You say, I'm going to study for economics today. Well, what's the opportunity cost? If the next thing, what did you give up to have to study for econ? Maybe you gave up studying math, maybe you gave up working. Whatever the next best thing, whatever thing you gave up is your opportunity cost. Okay, the opportunity cost, therefore, is different for every person or every business. Additionally, the opportunity cost isn't everything you possibly could have done. It's only the next best thing you gave up. Okay, so if you decide to go party with your friends on Friday night, what's the opportunity cost, right? Well, if you had not partied, You could have slept, you could have studied, you could have spent time with your kids. It's the opportunity cost is not all of those options. It's whatever option you would have done had you not done the thing you did. Okay, your opportunity cost is not everything you could possibly do. It's just the next best alternative that you gave up. Okay, this is the basic concept of opportunity cost. What do you give up to have what you have, or to buy what you buy, right? You go to the restaurant. Let's do one more example, and you order a hamburger. Okay, if you hadn't ordered that hamburger, what would you have gotten? The tacos? If that's the case, then the opportunity cost of that hamburger is tacos. Now there's the explicit cost, or the actual cost of actually, $12 for the hamburger, and then there's the opportunity cost of what you gave up, right? So this is the definition of an opportunity cost in economics. This is a big concept and a big principle that we'll come back to over and over in this course, and in chapter 2 we'll actually calculate it, and you can mathematically see, in some cases things cost certain other things. So hope this is helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.